Okay guys, so in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the bot and some changes that we've recently done to that, and also really having a look at Bitcoin and asking the question whether or not it's worth actually holding your money in Bitcoin right now, or if you really should have just moved into alts. Is it too late right now to move into alts? Obviously, a lot of you guys know that a few weeks, maybe a month or so ago now, I declared that I sold all of my Bitcoin and was buying up a whole different bunch of altcoins, and to that I got these responses. Come on, Moochie, did you really sell all of your Bitcoin? You taking the piss? Interesting. Why would companies like Square, MicroStrategy, PayPal, Tesla, etc. be buying hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars on Bitcoin if it's a bad idea? I will come back to this post soon and say, you shouldn't have sold your Bitcoin. A lot of people in the comments here on YouTube not believing that I'd sold all of my Bitcoin to buy a bunch of altcoins, coins which I'd done videos on, such like HNT, Algorand, Polymath, and a whole bunch of others that I never had time to do videos on. Looking at coin market cap right now, we know that Bitcoin still in around the sort of 50,000 mark where I sold most of my Bitcoin and bought those altcoins. And a lot of the altcoins, whereas Bitcoin has been going sideways, a lot of the altcoins, just look at this, XRP tearing it up there, and a whole bunch of alts just going up and up and up. And I'm pretty sure that you'll be well aware. Look at this, this is up 134% for BitTorrent. Lots and lots of coins up, loads of percent. Look at this, 35% up, we've got 22% up. This is in 7 days, so that's 7 days, up 35% for Neo. I mean, it's crazy hot as well. Holo, that is up a lot, that's up 41%. So there's loads and loads of altcoins where you would have done much better holding your value in that. Look, Tron's up 84%. I just sold a lot of Tron yesterday. So that one's done really, really well. I also just sold XRP yesterday, and today as well. So I've been selling that off today. I think I've still got a little bit left of XRP, but sold most of it already. So yes, we're all well aware that it would have been much better off for you to have sold all your Bitcoin a few weeks ago, back when I did, and just went into altcoins, because altcoins have had a great ride up. The question is, why has Bitcoin been stuck around 50,000? How did I have a very good idea that that would be the case? And is it too late? Is there still time to ditch your Bitcoin, get into some altcoins and ride a nice alt rally up? Or is it too late? Are you now better off sticking with Bitcoin? So here we were late last year. This was November, December time. Bitcoin was starting to come up, and I said that I thought it was going to come down about halfway. So it came up, touched there sort of early December, and I was expecting that Bitcoin would be very likely to come down and hit the moving average. At that time, that was about 12,000. So yeah, it sort of came up in around sort of 19, and you can see here it was stuck around 19, started to drop off again, went down to 17. And again, I'm expecting, because this is something that it do over and over again in the previous rallies, is that it would always come down to this yellow line here, the 120-day moving average. And I'm telling you now, if you go back in time, you'll see that all the time, hit this 120-day moving average. In fact, this what I'm using right now, if you haven't seen this before, this with the red line, the green line, basically this is the MCN roadmap indicator, I believe we called it. This is something that you can get yourself if you like this. Basically what we'd like to do is buy here when it's underneath the green. So the green is like a go signal to buy, and then when it comes over the red, that's where you want to sell it. Anyway, let's get back into it. We can show you all that later. Basically last year Bitcoin was stuck under 20,000, which was the previous all-time high. I believed, you know, it hadn't been Christmas and New Year's yet. I thought it was going to come back down, hit this 120-day moving average, because that would be the normal sane thing to do. So if the market was normal, that is exactly what it would have done. However, it was over exuberant. Okay, so whenever a market is over exuberant, basically there's just far too much FOMO in the market, the fear of missing out. Everybody's jumping on the bandwagon and trying to get in, and the market just gets pumped up to ridiculous levels. That is exactly what we saw going on back then. And as soon as it went over 20,000, I knew obviously it wasn't going to be coming back down. anytime soon. So I had to buy back in. Yes, I did take a little bit of a loss on that one, but of course, better to get back in when it broke 20 than still not got back in, right? So it went all the way up, went to 40, came back down. Obviously, you'd be buying it there if you were following this strategy. Buy it when it's under the green, and then here again, when it's under the green, you want to be buying it. So that's about 30,000. And again, you're still thinking there, is it going to come back down and hit all the way down here on the 120 day? Well, that's down at about 20,000. So that's possible. That's likely. Maybe it was going to do that. However, it came down. It didn't even hardly touch the 50. It went all the way back up again. Still over exuberant, way too over exuberant in the market. Went all the way up here, all the way to 58,000. Again, had a little crash back down, but this time didn't even hit the 50, and then it was up again because the market super over exuberant, went over 60 this time, starts to fall back down, just touched briefly the 50-day moving average, starting to come back up again, and here we are today, still in and around 50,000. So it's been here, it's been around this sort of 50 to 60,000 mark since all the way back here. What is this, in February? So February time, all the way to now, it's been in and around sort of 50,000 mark, because just as I said in that video back then, I just couldn't see it going much past 60 or past 50. So I just sold it all off in and around 50 to buy up all those altcoins, because the price is totally overdone at that point. It really has to come down and hit the 120-day moving average, but at that point it would have been about a 50% down drop, and I couldn't really feasibly see that happening, not with all the FOMO around Elon Musk buying and all the weekend day traders coming in buying at the weekend. I just couldn't see it happening. So I thought, you know what, better off just give up trying to trade Bitcoin USDT. It's going to be pretty much like a stable coin over these months. Much better to get out and get into some altcoins. So the question, of course, as I keep saying here, is it too late to be selling off your Bitcoin now? Have you missed the boat on these altcoins, or is there still a lot more left to go? Well, obviously, we're still nowhere near hitting this 120-day moving average. There it is, all the way down there in the yellow. If we were going to come down from around about this point, so that's 25% drop. Down here would be 28% drop. Possibly, obviously, this is going to continue upwards. So that's just going to continue going up. And at some point, the price is going to need to come down so that at some point it's going to meet this somewhere in the middle, maybe about 45, something like that. If it does hit at about 45, then that's only going to be maybe a 20% drop from where it is right now. So that's it. That is the crux of the situation. Is the price going to go down, or are we just going to hold out and wait around 50 for that 120-day moving average to slowly make its way up to the price, or we're going to meet somewhere in between? Personally, I think we've still got quite a way to go before it happens. If we just scroll out here in the chart, maybe pull this down a bit, you can see the sort of overall trend here as it's starting to sort of arc upwards and just starting to level off now. If it does dip down, and then we're going to have this one continue up, maybe it will come down and touch here somewhere around sort of 50,000. And if we are waiting it for this 120-day to come up and the price to slowly go down, it's probably only going to go down to probably around 50,000. So 50,000 would be my best guess. And looking at this chart right here, so if we were going to follow this type of pattern here, and would probably be hitting, I would guess, here around May. So we're really looking at least another month of altcoin season. So there we go, another month of altcoin season, I would suggest, before we have any big reversal and everything starts getting back there into Bitcoin. And do bear in mind, when we do hit that 120-day moving average, I would be pulling pretty much everything that I do have in altcoins straight back into Bitcoin, because you bet when that happens, you're going to see a lot of people starting to pull out of alts into Bitcoin. You're going to see Bitcoin start tearing up again, just like you did before, and all the alts getting crushed. So you don't want to get caught out in that stampede and end up losing a bunch of Bitcoin value because you're stuck in alts at that time. you need to be very, very fast and actually make that shift as soon as it happens. Right now, I can't see the price of Bitcoin heading down really fast and getting down to that level as it is right now. I think it's just going to be a slow process, just as I said a few weeks back. So one of the things which I'm really excited about, which I will be doing and going all the way through, is the bot. So whether or not the markets, the Bitcoin goes up or down, alt season, whatever, I'm totally going to leave in the bot to control the bulk of my trading. I also have a little bit that maybe I'll sort of play with and put on a few alts, but really the bot is really what I'm looking for. So this is the signals tracker. This is what controls most of my portfolio. And we got a bunch of different strategies that you can use the bot to actually trade. But you can see here, this is the Master Signals 3.0. And it's fantastic. So the last 30 days, it's made 56%. However, the bot hasn't been actually, it's still in sort of like beta mode as we're sort of developing it. So it hasn't got me 56%, probably more, maybe half of that in the last 30 days. But still 25% up in Bitcoin value. Okay, not US dollar value, Bitcoin value. It's really good. Okay, and of course, all the time that we've been tracking it here, tracking this strategy, it's up about 72% in the last 50 days. So pretty good indeed. So 56%. If we do just take that and we head on over to the investment planner here in the masters area, and you're going to be blown away with this for sure. So I've shown you this in a few of the other videos. Here we got 0, 0, 0. This basically means an accelerator. This is how much money you're going to be putting into your account every single month. For me, I don't put any in. I have not put any in for a long time. So starting off here with just $1,000. So if you started off with 1,000 today, you were trading using this bot. As we just saw, 50%. In fact, I think it was about 56. We'll put 55%. And now this will run 55% per month per 30-day period. It's not going to last forever. So just have a look, see what it is just for a 1 year period. So there you go, 192,000. So you're going from $1,000 all the way to 192,000. If you could actually pull it off and do this for 3 years straight, that's over $7 billion. Definitely, you're never going to work again making that much money. So, but obviously, I don't think 50% per month is going to be doable, particularly when we start hitting that bear season in maybe sort of 8 to 10 months from now. So right now it's doable. Now, if you've got a little bit more, let's just say you've got 25, so that's as much as it goes to here on the investment planner, 25,000, and you're doing 55. Let's see what you got now. 25,000. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that were buying Bitcoin back when it was like 5 grand this time last year. So 25,000 is not hard. It's like half a Bitcoin, right? So not very hard at all. I'm sure there's lots of you out there. You're going to be making about $4.8 million just on half a Bitcoin right now. So if you're using the trading bot, definitely, it's really, really hard. You can trade these signals manually using the master signals or the portfolio tracker. Try and do that yourself every 2 hours. It's impossible. I can't do it. I've tried. I definitely can't do it. But if you just have the bot doing it for you, just take a look at what you're getting. So right now, I can't believe these numbers. It's like 72% all time already in just 50 days, not even 2 months yet. And 56% in the last 30 days. It's been insane. And you can see down here, you got some of the trades. So these are the closed trades, just recently closed. So this closed very, very recently. That was today at 3 o'clock. Beta Bitcoin only up 3%, but sometimes you do just need to take little wins because it offsets these small little losses that you take from time to time. We got, what's that, Tezos there, up 38% on that one. Made 33% on Bitcoin Gold. And so on, as you see. Or you can also see the open trades as well. And anyway, if you do want to get your own little bot running, just come here to the bot shop here at the top of Moocharoo and you can sort it all out. If you go over to the settings there, we have a little download where you can download also this video guide right here as well. So you can watch the video that we put out a couple of weeks ago on how to set it all up. And of course, download the guide and that'll explain all how to do that. But one of the things I did want to say, if you have already got the bot, then it's recently changed, so you might need to sort of re-download it, maybe check on the Telegram group for instructions how to do that, or just delete the whole bot install and install the latest one. And the new bot install is going to allow all of these figures to start coming through. So we've just started collecting the trade data, the actual real trades which are taking place by the bot, and then working out that we're collecting the fees, how much fees you're paying in Binance, and also, you know, what the buy prices were and what you sell it for, and then working out the percentages. This here that you're looking at is just all of the balances right now on the account. So you can see how much each of the positions are up. So right here, you know, you got some Cardano and, you know, it's up just a little bit, almost 1%, and so on and so forth. Not all of them are working. Here we got some question marks here because, as I say, this is a work in progress. It's still in beta mode. We're still developing it. So there's a lot of question marks and things that aren't quite working 100%. And also some of these figures may not be all the way accurate because we've just recently started tracking the trades. So you may be holding some of these coins over here that the bot hasn't actually tracked, and it doesn't have your open positions on there. So if you've been using the bot now for a couple of weeks and you've just recently updated it and you start looking at those figures and trying to calculate it on a piece of paper and you're thinking, hey, you know, these figures don't quite add up, just know it's just because of that. It's just because we've only just started tracking those figures. But as time goes on, obviously it's all going to start to make a lot more sense as we get more information in and build out those other tabs on there, the other pages for the history and the statistics page, and also for the tax information page, so that if you are somebody who unfortunately has to pay taxes on your crypto earnings, then we're going to have a page there so you can work out all of your profit and losses, how much that you've paid on fees and all of that type of stuff. So it's really good. I love it, and I love how profitable it's been just over the last couple of weeks, even though it's still not actually working 100%. So it does drop a few trades here and there. We are, as I say, we are working on it. It is getting better. Even so, even though it's not working 100%, as I say, I'm still up like, I think about 20-25% just in the last couple of weeks. It's crazy. And of course, it's all automated. I don't even do anything. I just check in every few days and check my account. And it's crazy. I love it. Anyway, that is it from now. That is where I think Bitcoin is heading. I don't think we're going to see a massive dip. I don't think it's going to be going to the moon anytime soon. I think we've got about another month of altcoin season, and maybe in tomorrow's video, I'm not too sure, we might look at some of the coins which I'm kind of thinking looking at a little bit tasty right now. This video is dragging on a bit, so I'm not going to go into that right now. And yeah, that's it for now. I shall see you guys in the next video.